It's got the same, truly like same color, same set depth as like Sesame Street.
Yeah.
As like a children's TV show.
But there's more
set.
tits.
We're gonna get there because I have a funny story about that.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music.
Oh my days.
Oh boy.
So we briefly talked about this last week. I have a very clear sense memory of where I was the first time I saw this movie, and also the last time I saw this movie was. I'm pretty sure I was in the lower school music room.
Yes.
In my elementary school, and I was either in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade.
Fair enough.
One of those.
Yes. Based on the building you were in.
Make sure there's no other reason I would have been in that music room. Somewhere in those 3 years, I watched this at school.
Yes, which is crazy.
And then I never saw it again.
Some of the, like, okay, I was in this musical when I was like...
Were you? Who did you play?
Oh, I was like 13. It was one of those times in which the directors got excited that there were more than 3 guys, and they were like, let's do a musical with no women. And so...
Yeah.
And so they split up the narrator into like 12 different parts. And so there were like 12 different narrators. And so I think I was like narrator 8.
Okay.
So anyway, that was...
Do you remember some of your lines? Do you remember what your solo was?
Absolutely not. But I do, as it was going through, I was like, oh, I remember all of the narrator's lines. Like, I'm like singing all of the lines. And I was just like, oh, I remember way more of this than I thought I did. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Music is... I mean, there's a reason
so
why, not to get philosophical. Oh, I'm going in a completely different direction. I was going to say, like, it's that's why music has been shown to, like, really help patients with dementia and Alzheimer's, with, like, memory care, because it's in a different place in our brains.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's what Andrew Lloyd Webber had in mind when he wrote this.
But there are some songs that I had fully forgotten about and were a full shock to me.
Yeah.
When they came out.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hey!
Welcome back to 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast. I couldn't think of a better way to segue.
Yeah, no.
Because I can't wait. So we're coming at this from very different backgrounds, where I've not listened to this soundtrack, I've not seen this film, I've not seen a stage production, but I know the zeitgeist of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Indeed.
And I knew some of the songs, like, truly just by being alive in this world. Like, I knew the go, 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 Joseph, da, 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 da. And then I knew that, and it was a color and red and blue. And like, I knew the concept of that song.
Yes.
And I had not seen it since sometime between 3rd and 5th grade.
Incredible. I had not seen this movie. I think I watched it once they announced the show, and I watched it once to like, what is this? And then I was in the show, a version of it that was severely, like, not severely changed
Joseph
around.
Jr.? I guarantee Joseph Jr. exists.
It may have been. I don't remember. I was 12 or 13. I cannot remember.
Does this production get done? Are community theaters still doing Joseph?
I think so. It's very okay. Rewatching it now as an adult, I'm like, some of these lyrics are so funny and weird and aggressive. There was a pot shot at right wingers. I was like, this is crazy. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I need to do research, me forgetting to do dramaturgy. Did he he just did the music? Did he write the book? Like,
So it was Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
Ah, that's the secret ingredient here.
So Tim Rice did the lyrics, and Andrew Lloyd Webber did the music.
Okay. You know what? I was talking to my friends yesterday about Joseph. I said, like, I spoiled it. I was like, we just did Joseph, and we talked about Joseph a lot. And I said, you know, if I had a nickel for every time I watched an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical and this one princess track character of a king or a pharaoh was depicted as a rock star, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Honestly, all of the roles except for Joseph and the narrator are princess tracks. They're like, I'm here for a bit, goodbye. Like,
yeah, whereas your ensemble of like brothers and wives are in like every single number, like ensemble number.
Let's talk about.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this. We've already established that I didn't know what I was coming into.
Yes, and I had fully forgotten because I do not think about this show.
And so something cool they do in this musical is that they kind of set it as an immersive production, like an immersive theater production, because we start with all these kids in school running into the assembly, like the gym, the cafetorianasium, if you will, sitting in, that's not a word you thought you were going to hear today, and sitting in long benches in front of like that classic oak school auditorium.
Very Matilda-esque.
Yes. And then teachers come and line the halls.
Very ominously.
Very ominous. The female teachers aren't as ominous, but the male teachers are scary.
Scary. They look angry to be there, which, to be fair, I remember many male teachers that were very angry every time that there was an assembly.
Like, why do I have to be here? This is disrupting my education plan.
Yeah.
Just then, a fabulous lady walks in, claps her hands, all the kids quiet down, and she goes, and I thought she was going to
I thought she was the principal.
No, she goes and sits at the piano.
Yeah, I thought she was a principal. Nope.
Mm-hmm. She had such power.
Yeah.
Instead, old white men come in as, like, the heads of school.
Led by Richard Attenborough. Fully forgot that man was in this.
I didn't clock that.
Oh, he's spared no expense from Jurassic Park.
Hold the fucking phone. What?
Yeah, he's the principal. He's the guy who plays
Does he not
Jacob.
Does he? Okay, well, he's got a crazy beard when he's in the story.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I ddid not clock that at all. Wow.
His name popped up in the opening credits, and I went, huh?
Huh? Scooby-Doo, huh?
Big Scooby-Doo energy on my part.
And then the doors close. We're going to start the assembly, and then
yes.
Another lone teacher is late, and she bursts through the doors, and she's wearing a crop top. And I said, ma'am,
this is a school. And this woman comes up to the podium, and she nods to the pianist, and then we get the prologue, which is essentially talking to the kids about how it's good to have a dream, and that she's there to tell them a story about another dreamer.
And I'm sorry, the chords that start playing at that moment are so classically Andrew Lloyd Webber. They sounded like the opening of Cats. They were
100%.
like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's never had an original thought. He just reuses.
He's had one thought, and he's like, lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, lather, rinse, repeat, bitch.
Then
the lights go blue, and she opens the auditorium doors.
Yeah.
And in walks,
and then the fog
Donny
machine
Osmond
starts. It's
oh my god, the haze budget.
Oh my god, this fog machine was working overtime on this
budget
entire production.
That's where their entire special effects budget went. They had no real animals.
No.
It was just fog.
It was just fog.
One fog machine doing the most.
Fog and costumes, and they're like, that's our entire budget.
Fogs and costumes. I'm sorry, we'll talk about it later, but I loved the gag with the sheep then coming back as skeletons.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, we get the song, Any Dream Will Do, which I was like, oh, this is a song I recognize.
Yeah.
Like, I recognize this melody. And how old was Donny Osmond when he was in this? How old was Donny Osmond? I'm not sure. He did it for like
on Broadway for like 2,000 performances before this.
Okay. He started his run in the show when he was 34.
Okay.
And he played the role for 5 years.
Yes.
And then he reprised the role for the film when he was 41.
Okay. He looks great for 41.
He looks great for 41. That's why I was like, how old are you?
I know.
He looks great for
those
41. Those
luscious locks, which is obviously a wig.
That hair does a lot. And he gets a little riff. But he sits on the stage and he invites the... Does he sit on the stage? I don't know. I have that he invites the kids to like come sit on his knees as they go back to the beginning.
Yeah, they like all sing as a chorus, and the kids are kind of both audience and chorus members. They show up sometimes and they disappear sometimes. But then at the very last moment of this song is like a direct to camera, any dream will do. And I was like, don't like that. But that happens a couple times, and it's always a bold choice, and I never like it.
Is it from a child, or was it from Donny?
No, it's Donny direct to camera, any dream will do. And I'm just like,
just White Walker eyes, any dream will do.
Anyway, so then
the narrator comes back, and she's got the coat.
Yes,
the titular coat.
And
this fuck-ass coat.
And then Jacob grabs it and walks off with it. And then we transition into this like very stylized desert, very similar to like producers or like Guys and Dolls, where it's like obviously like meant to look kind of staged. Like in no way is anyone trying to pretend that this is real life.
No, this was not shot on location in the desert. This is a sound stage.
They didn't take Donny Osmond to the Sahara.
Who Jacob is. They did not take Donny Osmond to the desert. Donny Osmond said, not in my contract. Jacob is introduced, which is Joseph's father. Before he takes Jacob's fuck-ass coat away, we should tell who Jacob is.
Yes.
We got the song Jacob and Sons.
Jacob and Sons. Jacob! Yeah, this was one of the songs. This song started and I was like, oh, I know all the words. That's crazy. I haven't thought about this since I was like 14.
And we learn that Jacob has never heard of birth control. Jacob has 12 children?
Yeah, he has 12
10
sons.
children?
12 sons. And Joseph is the second youngest. I think Benjamin is the youngest.
Yeah, Benjamin is the youngest, but Joseph is the favorite, and Joseph is clearly the favorite.
Yeah.
And also, Joseph's mother was Jacob's favorite wife. Now, I have a question.
Yes.
In this number, I think this is when we introduce the female ensemble.
Yes.
Which I thought were daughters.
No, I'm pretty sure that those are all the husbands' wives.
I thought that was all of Jacob's wives.
Honestly, I think it fluctuates based on the scene. I know that later on in the One More Angel in Heaven song, they're all the wives of the brothers, but I don't know about this song.
I don't know, and I feel like this is biblical dramaturgical work that neither of us are prepared for.
Neither of us are interested in doing, yeah.
Because it said, like, okay, not only is Jacob the favorite son, is Joseph the favorite son of Jacob, Joseph's mother was Jacob's favorite wife, and I'm like, cool, is this a multiple wife situation, or is it like a single wife person? Like, what's going on here?
No, I think it was a multiple wife situation, because that was the thing that they did in the Bible.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the whole deal is that Jacob's favorite wife was Joseph's mom, so he loves him most because he reminds him of her. And so to show his love, he gives him this ugly ass coat that has all these colors on it. And one of my favorite lyrics is in this moment where the narrator is like, all the brothers were pissed about it. It made the rest feel second best, even if they were. And I'm like, what is this?
Burn. Yeah, the brothers, like Jacob is not subtle in his affection.
No.
The other 9 brothers know they are second fiddle to Joseph.
Yeah.
But Joseph completely... Jacob doesn't clearly see the animosity that he is brewing in his sons. Nah. And Joseph, as well, is a bit of just a goldfish. Just like, I'm happy to be here.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
Bit of a golden retriever.
100%. So we have the whole song then about Joseph's coat and all of the colors that they are. We get like a color wheel situation with his coat. That was fun. It's an ugly coat.
Yeah, it's every... If there's a metaphor in there, I was holding the door while they explained it. It does not mean anything to me. I did have a note here, and this is more of from a performing side of thing. This is this song, or maybe just in general, the narrator never stops singing.
No.
And this song in particular feels so vocally difficult for the narrator, because it's just a lot of up here. And
Yeah.
it's like shrill and belty speak singing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this would fucking be so hard
So
to
hard.
play the narrator.
8 shows a week? Absolutely
That they
not.
split it up. They split
for
it
mine.
up for y'all.
Yeah, for us. They were like, we're not about
For
to
Joseph
listen
Jr.
to a 12-year-old shriek their way through 90 minutes of this show. So instead we'll listen to 12
So instead,
different.
let's listen to 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just for some variety.
And we get the kids. We get the kids on stage for the coat song.
Yeah.
And this is the song where, if you know any of the songs from Joseph,
Red and yellow
this is
and
probably one
green
of the ones
and
where they're
brown
like,
and butter
it,
and
green
black
and something and ochre and mauve and stuff. We get it. The coat is nice.
Yeah.
Then we get the song. Because it's an Andrew Lloyd Webber show, it's just song after song after song.
Yeah, operetta
really
style.
No dialogue. Yeah. We get the song Joseph's Dream.
Right.
Which is Joseph has
The brothers
a dream.
are pissed.
And it's
And I'm like, I would be too.
about his dream.
Like,
Yeah. So the dream, and Joseph like is explaining to his brothers, he's like, I had a dream, and this is what happened. And I wonder if this is what it means, where he's like, I was above all of you. We were all corn, and my golden sheaf of corn grew higher than all of the others, and all of your corn
stars
bowed
were
to
bowing
me.
to mine. And
Yeah.
what could that mean? Maybe it means that I'm meant for more than you. And I'd be like, yeah, I'd murder this
Maybe
guy
I was-
too. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Keep that
and
shit to yourself.
I wrote down a line that I think the brothers sang about Joseph after he's like, could it be I was born for higher things than you? Dummy. His brothers were said, not only is he tactless, but he's also rather dim. This boy. This boy. And then we get a dance break. The ensemble dances so much in this show.
So much. It's a big dancey kind of show, which is crazy.
Yeah. Which I had forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also, I'm like, why do we not do this more?
Yeah.
Because that feels like perfect fodder for regional theater.
Yes.
And for all I know, it's probably had its ups and its swings. I bet it was big in the 2000s.
Yes. There is a moment where like they start this big dance break, and it's very like classic, like teaching jazz, like kind of dancing. And
Yes.
there is one moment where I just had a flash to High School Musical where it's like heavy breathing. It's like, everyone loves a jazz square. It's a classic. Like,
Ironically, not the first time I've thought about High School Musical today.
Incredible.
I will say, in the theme of this coat's gonna have every fucking color in it, this movie and show has every kind of dance and song
every
in it, and we
style.
will get there.
My God.
Every style, all of them. So this is our jazz number.
Yeah.
And then we get the brothers planning Joseph's demise. They're like, this
We gotta kill
guy,
him.
not only
this
he
guy
sucks. He's dad's favorite, and he got a special coat, and that's not fair. So they beat him.
Yeah.
They steal his coat, and they fling him into a pit that
of
is
snakes.
conveniently nearby.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
And then-
whole thing is so funny. Because, okay, it's all so deeply stylized. I want to be clear that none of this feels realistic.
Extremely.
At one point, Joseph pops
No.
his head out, and it's very obvious that the snake that's next to him is his own hand puppet. And he has like a little
You know
fight
what
with
this
his
feels
own
like?
hand. It's so
It
funny.
feels like watching. It's got the same, truly like same color, same set depth as like Sesame Street.
Yeah.
As like a children's TV show.
But there's more
set.
tits.
We're gonna get there because I have a funny story about that. Way more tits than you'd expect in a children's show.
Truly.
But that's the vibe I get, particularly with like this pit scene on the like the yellow desert.
Yeah.
With like the painted backdrop.
Yeah.
And the Joseph fighting his own hand snake.
But
So the brothers are like, all right, done and dusted.
yeah.
And then they see some passing Ishmaelites with a camel.
Yeah.
And the brothers say, I got a better idea. So they pull Joseph out of the pit, and they sell him as a slave to these passing Ishmaelites.
There's another lyric.
Who are on their way to Egypt.
Yeah, I'm going to pop in with lyrics every now and then because I wrote down a bunch because they shook me to my core consistently. This one was like, they like call this group of slavers you hairy bunch from the hairiest group of men that I've seen in my entire life. Like...
Yes, there's a...
I'm like, all of these men have like wigs down to their waist and beards and like obvious chest hair, and they're calling other people hairy. I'm like, hot kettle black, man.
So this is a spoiler for the end of the film. Again, I've not watched this film since I was 10 years old.
Spoiler alert for the Bible.
No, not this. It's not a spoiler alert that the teachers are the performers.
Got you. Yes.
And I didn't know that. And I couldn't have predicted that because they are all covered in like wigs and beards. They're unrecognizable.
And all of the men are like, on stage are like smiling and vivacious, and off stage they are angry and nary a facial expression to be seen.
You know why? Because they weren't allowed to have beards.
Yeah.
All
right.
So Joseph is sold into slavery and is on his way to Egypt.
Rip apart
and to
a goat.
really seal the deal, the brothers tear up the coat to be like, oh, Joseph's dead, and they wipe quote unquote goat blood all over it. I was not prepared for this goat. Grace, I was not prepared. Did you remember? No! I was not prepared. Is it a puppet? It's like a mannequin. It's like a goat mannequin that's got magnetic attachments to the limbs. Mm-hmm. So they dismember this goat, and I was so unprepared for that.
So alarming.
It just comes out of nowhere because we haven't had any. We had the fake camel with the Ishmaelites, but we've not dismembered any animals, and there's been no. It was alarming.
Ripped the legs right off that goat, and I went, huh? There's a lot of that. And
we cut to the kids in the audience. Mm-hmm. Every now and again, we'll get like reaction shots from them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back to something in a second.
Okay.
Every now and again, we get reaction shots from the kids, and the kids look appropriately horrified, not only at the hero being sold into slavery, but also the brothers tearing this fucking goat apart. Okay, we cut to Jacob's house, where the brothers arrive to relay Joseph's untimely demise.
The brothers consistently have the funniest songs.
They remember how I said we're going to get every genre of music? Surprise! This is the Western country song.
This is the country
song.
Went,
what? What?
Yeah. We get a big ol' hoedown. So we get the song One More Angel.
I'm sorry, am I in Oklahoma?
Yeah. We get the song One More Angel in Heaven, and it is very much like the dun 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 dun. Like it's very twangy.
Classic country twang.
It's basically the brothers telling the father, Joseph has died. We're all very sad. We promise. And
he saved us.
And his memory will live on. And the father leaves, and then it turns into a big fucking party. And there is this one woman who's the wife of the brother that's telling everything, who is mourning her heart out, just like big, like, ah! Like it's great.
It's truly like when Jacob is there, Jacob does not question this news. He is very sad. And it's like being sold this story by the sons, and their wives, these ensemble members, are just like fake crying. Yeah. And the second Jacob walks off, it turns into a full-on big celebration dance for both the brothers and the wives. And this is where I was like, okay, are these their sisters? Are these their mothers? Never even occurred to me they would be wives of the brothers.
Yeah, that's my guess, I think. Anyway,
Did we need a hoedown for the plot? No. Was it fun? Hell fucking
yeah. But then the dad comes back to see, like, one of the brothers, like, fucking around in Jacob's coat, and he, like, takes it off him and then walks away. And then they have, like, their final moment, and that's the end of the song. It gives good news she's dead.
Yes.
All right.
The narrator tells us that we cut to Egypt, where the narrator tells us that Joseph has been sold as a slave in Egypt to a very wealthy captain named Potiphar.
Like a millionaire. He's a businessman. They say that he invested in pyramids.
It's a pyramid scheme, if you will.
Scheme!
And this is like night and day from where we've come in terms of set design. We've
This
been in
styling
the desert
is
this whole
crazy.
time. What is it? Is it mod? Is that what we would call it?
I would call it like 60s mod.
60s mod, like black and white 60s
Black and white
mod.
60s mod.
Yeah.
And it's very...
Again, was not expecting it.
Yes. We get a lot of like, it feels like I had a lot of moments where like songs reminded me of something else because there was no consistent like through line of musical theme in this show. But this
Much like the
song
coat.
reminded me of the racetrack song from My Fair Lady,
Yes.
where it's all
from My Fair
very
Lady.
still
Very
and
subtle.
stilted.
And little movement. Yes, it's that mixed with like a little bit of Fosse in that like very isolated,
Steam
subtle
heat.
movements.
Yeah.
And we exactly. And we get the gist of the song, which is that Potiphar is a millionaire with very few needs.
Yes.
But Joseph, again, the golden retriever of this story, likes Potiphar and works hard as his slave.
Yeah.
And Potiphar sees this and promotes Joseph to be the head of his household.
Yes.
And then we meet Mrs. Potiphar.
And the lyric is Potiphar's wife was beautiful but evil.
My God. First
Of
all, no subtlety.
you can tell she's evil because she has one of those long cigarette holders and her tits
Because
are
she has
out.
a cigarillo,
And I was like,
yeah.
there it is.
Okay, we got to talk about the tits. Because here's a story for you. I've seen this movie once.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was probably 10, 11, or 12 based on the grades I could have been in.
Yes.
I've not seen this movie since. And whenever I've thought about it in the past or someone's referenced it, I have thought to myself, I remember watching this I remember like the big square TV on the pull-out cart that we had in music class. We watched it in music class. And I remember I've thought to myself, I remember seeing boobs, but that can't have been right. They wouldn't have shown us that. But all I could, like, it was just seared into my memory. And then I watched it and I went, oh my God, I was right.
There's so many boobs.
Oh my God, there's so many boobs. And what it is, in my little brain, I was like, these are naked women. They're wearing sheer bodysuits.
Yes.
With their nipples covered by bedazzled
jewelry embellishments kind of deal.
Which is wild to show children. Wild to show in a movie that has a large ensemble of children.
Yeah.
And crazy that it made the final cut. Crazy that it was approved by the studio.
There's more later once we get to the Pharaoh song. We'll get to that.
Oh my God, yeah.
The blue women with
there's
the
even less
gold
clothing.
coin pubes. Crazy. Anyway, so
I mean the ones in like the flesh-colored full bodysuits that are just like a few sequins away from full nudity.
Yes, the one with the like the mesh.
But
anyway,
yes, but it was important to me to tell you that I was like, the only thing I remembered about this
was
movie,
that you saw boobs,
other than like the vaguely colorful coat, was that I saw boobs and I thought, surely not. Surely not. And then I was right.
You were right. So let's get back to this plot. So Mrs. Potiphar, really is into Joseph.
Yeah, it's implied that she's done this in the past.
Yeah,
she's taken lovers of the staff. And like, this is not her first rodeo. She's got this seduction down to a science.
Yeah.
And Joseph is like, whoa, I did not, you're coming in real hot, lady.
You're married and I'm not into free love, as he calls it. Crazy.
Yes, that's right, he does it. But Potiphar walks in and sees, like, Mrs. Potiphar has, like, pulled Joseph on top of her, or he's been pushed down and she's lying on top of him.
So that he's down to those, like, short shorts. This is
his like leotard loincloth.
His leotard loincloth. This is a big show for short shorts, Gene. Like them gams were out.
there's a lot of body. There's a lot of skin in this show.
Yeah.
But Potiphar walks in and is like, "You've stopped my wife.
Yes.
You've had sex with my wife."
Yeah.
And Joseph's like, "No." But Potiphar throws Joseph in jail
Into
for, quote unquote, the things
bottomless
he's
pit.
done. Another pit. Poor guy can't get out of these pits. However, so it's not only a pit, it is like he got like the box seat of this pit. He gets thrown in a pit that also has a circular cage in the center with conveniently a spotlight.
Yes.
And that's where he lands.
Yes.
And then there's tunnels off in every direction. It's not really, it's going to get addressed a little bit later, but those bars are so wide.
So wide.
Joseph could easily slip through them. But
so he's in jail and sad. And so he sings his big,
big ballad.
sad song called Close Every Door. And it's a big old sad belty song. And Donny Osmond does a great job. He's a good singer.
Yeah, he does. I'm looking at the lyrics because I've been thinking about this song.
Okay.
Today. And a lot of it's like, close every door to me, bar the window, shut out the light, give me a number instead of a name, forget about me.
He said, give
I'm
me a number instead of a name, and I shouted into my room, 24601!
4601! Because, and that it's okay if I'm by myself, children of Israel are never alone, we will find our own peace of mind. Yeah, it's a pretty song. I'm not really clear on what he's asking for, in that he's already gotten what he's asked for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's like, close every door to me, hide the world away from me. I'm like, my guy, you're in a bottomless pit.
Baby boy, you're in jail.
So it feels a little, this song, while beautiful, feels a little masturbatory.
100%. This whole show.
Lyrically masturbatory.
Yeah. Very few songs
Tim Rice,
actually move the
Tim
plot
Rice, I
forward.
have notes. Okay.
So
this is what I was wondering, if they put Donnie in a wig or if this was his real hair.
Yes.
But he riffs. He's
great.
Could have slipped out of those bars.
Surrounded by ominous chorus children with candles. It's great.
Yeah, they brought the kids back and I'm like, we just had boobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
the song ends and they're like, this was too sad and we can't end the act on this. So instead, Anna's in her hands.
Instead we get a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of two fellow prisoners.
This is a Lumiere Cogsworth situation.
New. Yeah. This is what are the characters from Lilo and Stitch? Like, one
Jumba and
it's those two.
Oh god, Binksley, Plingsley, something like that.
Plinky, something like that. They're two new prisoners. One is a baker and one is a butler.
Yes. And they're
like, hey,
dreams.
Joseph, we're new in town. We were thrown in prison because of the dreams that we had about the we're so sorry. Let me back up. They were both servants of the pharaoh. They both had weird dreams, and were thrown in jail for it.
I don't know why they were thrown in jail.
The lyric I had flagged, which was, I think, about why the servants were thrown in jail, was for, quote unquote, for doing their thing.
Yeah.
No further explanation.
No
and I was like, what does
Your
that
Honor.
mean?
Yeah.
Tim Rice, what does that mean?
There's a couple of lyrics in Go-Go Joseph which are fully meta-breaking, where they're just like, we've read the book and you come out on top. Like, Joseph, don't panic. We've gone outside. You're on the marquee. What? Imagine someone saying this to your face and you're like, what is this? Where am I?
Okay, and so the butler and the baker both tell Joseph their dreams. They're like, and they're weird dreams. The butler says, like, I was standing in front of a vine. I picked some grapes and I crushed them to wine. I gave Pharaoh the drink.
Yeah.
And Joseph interprets that as, you're going to return to Pharaoh's service. He's going to welcome you back.
Yeah.
It's all great. And then the butler's like, what's my dream? And tells him my dream. And Joseph's like, you're going to be executed.
Dead.
Like, that's...
Sorry,
but
team.
also, yeah. And this is when the butler easily walked into Joseph's cell, and I was
Yes.
like, my guy, you can just slip out of these bars.
And then the baker
Joseph,
tries
to his
to get
credit,
in,
goes-
and he can't fit through the bars because he's
Cannot.
larger. And then so Joseph just opens the
then
cage
there's a
door.
door. Stupid.
Stupid. And then the end of this is like a 60s LSD like dream.
Oh my god. I have so many structural thoughts. Okay, let me finish.
Yes, sorry. I
Okay.
skipped.
Then we get an ensemble of other like prisoners who take off their 24601 blankets
Yeah.
and are wearing disco outfits underneath.
Perfect.
These are wild costumes.
Yeah, like over the
Wild.
top, like
And
what wasn't actually real, but what we imagined was real.
no, it's very like hyper stylized 60s. And the song ends on a positive note. Go, 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 Joseph, you're going to be fine. You're doing fine. You and your dream coat ahead of your time, ahead of your time, ahead of your time. Go, 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 Joe.
Yeah.
And it's a big, big number.
Big dance
Here's okay, I'm on my soapbox right now.
Great.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
number. Incredible.
I think if your musical is going to be 2 acts, Act 1 must end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It must end with something. It should end on a cliffhanger, and maybe not on such a positive note that I think, or in such a song in a major key that I'm like, oh, it's all gonna work out.
Literally, if they had just ended it on his close every door to me and then started Act 2 on Go Go Go
Phenomenal.
Joseph to like pick up the
Phenomenal.
energy, but they didn't.
They could have. They literally had the opportunity.
Literally, it was right there. They were cowards.
So, for example, you know what the Act 1 finale song of Dreamgirls is? And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Oh my god.
That leaves you a
Burn
huge
the house
fucking
down.
cliffhanger. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen to the characters, to the plot.
Yeah.
Don't end on a song that it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be fine.
Act
Go, go,
1
go, Joe.
of
'Cause he's
Wicked
still in
doesn't
prison.
end on thank goodness, team. Like,
Oh.
all right.
It ends with her disappearing into the waste. Sorry, I needed to talk about that, and I'm gonna really quickly nitpick one other thing that I've talked to you about before,
Yes.
and we can cut this for time if we need. I love the soundtrack for the stage production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame that
so
they
good.
did. I'm pretty sure the Act 1 finale is when they are like, it's called The Flames of Esmeralda, and it's when Frollo and his soldiers are hunting down Esmeralda in the city, like they're chasing her, and it's this big epic song, big final finish. It should be fucking threatening. It's in a major key,
Oh.
and I can't fucking stand it. It's like hunt down these. It should be in a minor key. It should be ominous.
Yeah.
It's like the hunt down the gypsy Esmeralda. Da, 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 da. It's in a major key,
Oh.
and I'm like, this ruins it. Anyway,
All right.
Act
2.
So we start Act 2 with all the kids again, like reestablishing that, like, oh yeah, there's
This
a
is an
child
assembly.
audience.
And we get the pharaoh story. And it's basically just like how he's in charge. There's one lyric that's like, you might say he was fairly right wing. And I went, huh? and a lot of it is just like, when you see the pharaoh, you should get on your knees, like bow down and pray to him. Like, it's just basically setting up the fact that this guy's a big deal, etc.
Can I talk about a detail that at first I thought was really weird, but now the more I think about it, really, 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 really charms me.
Incredible.
Which is that we've talked about the wild costumes.
Yes.
Like they've got, but the costumes are bordering that like costume shop gold lame
Yes.
vibe. And I really noticed it in this song. And just like all the pharaoh scenes is that he's got like the headdress and the gold and the vest and with his skirt and whatever. And then he's got like white socks and dress shoes.
Yes.
Exactly how a kid would be wearing a costume in a school play,
Uh-huh.
where they have the costume over their uniform, but their shoes are still like what they wore to school.
Yes.
And I think it's not just him, it's like the whole ensemble. It's all of the guards and stuff. And I was just like, there's so many white socks here. And it's such a funny little detail.
It's so silly. We get a big old belty number from the narrator that doesn't matter.
No. Did you notice what a wide stance she was
Yes.
in for that?
She does a lot of wide stance
Such a wide
leans,
stance. Yeah.
like reaching. Sorry, I was just doing a lot of footwork that you can't see.
No.
But then we get the song Poor, Poor Pharaoh. So it turns out that the pharaoh has been having some really confusing dreams, and he's looking for someone to interpret his dreams. His butler, who, if we remember, didn't get murdered by the pharaoh, is like, hey, I know a guy in jail, which is always a funny way to start a sentence.
Yeah, I know a guy in jail who could really use a job.
Yeah.
And the pharaoh has the butler fetch Joseph from jail.
Yeah.
Joseph is brought in before the pharaoh, and this is when the pharaoh really
Pharaoh is
cranks
Elvis,
up
by the way.
Elvis Presley. Yeah, Pharaoh is 100% Elvis and sings
the king.
his wild dream. And the song is called Song of the King.
Yes.
This wild dream, like it was an Elvis crooner song.
100%. And this is where we get the blue women with gold pubes. So...
Yes. A second instance of a lot of implied nudity.
Yes, so there's these two women, and there's a lot of other costumes going on here. The guys with the gold cow heads, A+. They're my favorite. Because they cannot see and their dancing reflects it. So it's giving big left shark energy if we want to do that pullback.
Wow.
Anyway.
That
was like the Katy Perry.
God.
Yeah.
Katy Perry 2015 Super Bowl halftime show.
Man, really
Left Shark.
Showing my age there.
Left Shark is the quote-unquote iconic uncoordinated backup dancer chronically online.
Incredible.
Phenomenal.
A+. So, these blue women, though, are in, like, full body blue, like, you know those...
They look like the blue people from Avatar.
Yeah, exactly. But they're very obviously, like, they're not painted. This is a bodysuit, because you can see it in, like, the movement of their stomachs where, like, the fabric bunches. But on top of this is, like, painted gold pasties on their nipples, and then what looks like just gold pubes that are coins. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that it's a bikini kind of because there's no line over the hip. It is literally just the triangle.
No,
it's crazy.
It's just adhered. And what got me was the other dancers who are in like nude bodysuits as well with like, so they look truly naked and with like silvery sequins over their bits.
Yes.
But
and like weird
gyrating
mesh,
all over the place.
Like fencing kind of rhinestone mesh kind of deal over top. There were a lot of butts going on. Nudity. There was a lot of implied nudity.
There were a lot of butts. I saw a lot of butt crack.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of butt crack. More than I expected.
Yes. So we get this whole dream explained from the pharaoh, who is basically like, he's like 7 really well-fed cows followed by 7 really poorly fed cows, and the poorly fed cows ate the well-fed cows, and that's the dream. And then the same thing happens with corn. Don't know how corn eats corn, but here we are. It's a dream. And the song ends, and Joseph explains in the song, Pharaoh's Dreams Explained. I love these song titles. They say exactly what's happening.
There's no
like
implication, there's no metaphor.
Pharaoh's story, Poor Pharaoh, Explained. Song of the King, Pharaoh's Dreams Explained. I'm like, I know everything that's happening.
I know what's happening.
So, he explains you're about to have 7 years of really great crops followed by 7 years of the worst famine you've ever seen. So you're going to need someone to like basically do a little bit of city planning, a little bit of like resource management to make sure that we save enough food to last us through this famine. I don't know who it could possibly be, but someone, a guy, like, I don't know who.
Could be someone whose name rhymes with Shmoseph. And Joseph pitches himself for the role. Pharaoh is impressed by what he hears, pardons Joseph, frees him, makes him his second in command,
like vizier, prince,
puts him in charge of famine preparations.
It was big energy of like, I can't be the one to recommend a person, but let me put this in the lead guy's head who's a little bit of a dummy so that he thinks it's his own idea.
And what I will say is this is not countrywide planning. It's like this dense urban metropolis where all the food stores are. Like, we're preparing here.
Yes.
That's going to be relevant later.
Yes.
So Joseph gets a full royal pardon. Cut to
we've had
7 plentiful years. Joseph has risen in the ranks, or he's like gotten really, he's good at his job. He's got like improved body armor.
Yeah.
And now we're starting the 7 years of famine, but under Joseph's leadership, under Joseph's work, like
Egypt is fine.
they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
There's enough food. Yeah. We get the song Stone the Crows, where we see Joseph kind of almost on par with Pharaoh in terms of he's still second in command, but there's no longer quite a disparity to them. They like look very similar. They're both wearing gold headdresses.
Yes.
And Joseph is getting all the attention because he's the one that actually made the plan that saved everybody.
Yeah.
And you can tell the Pharaoh is getting jealous.
Yes. Then we cut back to Canaan, to Joseph's family.
Wait, so Stone the Crows was your favorite song?
Oh, no. Those Canaan days.
This song? Okay, what's coming up?
This
Those
song.
Canaan days. That's why I was like, Stone the Crows. I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
honestly
we
forgot
cut
about
back
that
to
song
Joseph's
because I didn't
family.
even write about it.
The narrator takes us back to Joseph's family, and they have no food. They're affected by this famine. I'm like, oh, you have 10 sons and no food? That's bad
Crazy.
planning.
All these sons who have their own families, look after your own families? I don't know.
All right, now take it away.
So
because you love this.
This song is so funny to me, and I loved it so much. It's my homework.
So
It's
funny.
so silly. Basically, it's these brothers like reminiscing about how good life used to be. Now, the main thing though, like we said before, there's a different theme to every song, and this one is like a French song. So all of them have
like a
these
French cabaret.
thick cabaret French accents, and so it's those Canaan days. I love this song. It's so funny. This is one of the songs where they started and I was like, oh, I remember like the whole and you're like, where have they gone? Where did? And then like it's just so funny. And they're like, man, things were a lot better. Actually, things started going downhill right when we got rid of Joseph. Crazy. Just thinking back about how they used to have all this plenty and it was wonderful. And there's suddenly all of these bits about how hungry they are. One of the brothers eats a fly. The goats that we saw before come out as skeletons and fall over. And then we get an unnecessary tango, which I was so here for.
So here for.
God.
However, you know what I thought? I was like, yes, the French. Famous for their tangos.
It reminded me of like the Sid Charisse dance with Gene Kelly, where it's like, this doesn't matter, but it's awesome.
But we wanted to do it. You know what this song reminds me of is that little bit in Be Our Guest.
Yes.
Where they're like, suddenly those
10
good old days
police
are gone.
arresting. Yeah. Exactly that.
Like
That is
that's
100% this energy. There is one dance move that they did that I was like, I used to do that, and that was so much fun, which is like when the girl is on the ground and then the guy pulls her up, she does a split behind him, wraps her legs around his waist, and then falls down. And I was like, that was like one of my favorite moves to do because I felt like I was flying.
I think it would be so fun to play one of the brothers.
Yes.
They have so much fun in this. Okay, hear me out. Gender bent Joseph.
Yes. Into it. Let's go.
Into it. 100%.
Yes. So we get this.
There's no female characters anyway, but the narrator and the wife.
And Potiphar's wife, who was evil.
Who was evil and could honestly also be a woman as well. Like we don't need
that. But
I don't need but yes.
And then the song ends with this tango dancer seducing Jacob and then taking the dad back. And I was like, what are we saying here? Is this for kids, right?
So what I want to say is if you look at plot descriptions from the internet, this scene says, meanwhile, Joseph's family back home is now starving and poor, having lost their farm and living off scraps in a brothel.
Okay. Unexplained.
That's never really explained.
That's
or referenced except for exactly what you just
said.
Like
dramaturgy in the Bible, which I did not do.
Oh, that's 100% biblical dramaturgy.
Yeah.
It's not referenced in any of the lyrics.
All that
biblical
it is that a woman comes out
phrase.
And dances with one of the brothers, then takes the dad and is just like, this one. And the dad's like, yes.
The narrator arrives and tells us in the song, The Brothers Come to Egypt, that the family decides, like, hey, we're starving out here in the farmlands because of famine, but we hear... They hear like Egypt's doing okay.
Yes.
So they go to Egypt where there is food to spare, where they prepared for the famine because Joseph knew it was going to happen because he can read dreams. And so they go to Egypt.
Yeah.
They never specifically say where in Egypt.
I'm assuming
they go
because
to
like
Egypt
Canaan was like a different country.
Cairo.
There were different areas. It was a whole So anyway, they go to
those are Canaan days.
Yeah.
They go to beg for food from not Pharaoh, but like the guy in charge of
distributing
rations, which is Joseph, but they don't know it's
They
him.
don't know it's him because he has this stupid fucking gold like headdress on.
Got a big headdress.
This fantastic.
Yeah, it's got a big old
I
headdress.
will say that this is in the era of men wearing eyeliner, and every single man in this show wears eyeliner, and it's great. I highly recommend men wear eyeliner. It's awesome.
Let's just bring it back.
Bring it back.
And Joseph immediately clocks that this is his family, and so he's up on the top of the steps, and they're all on the big steps leading up to like the palace or whatever, and they're all bowing on the steps, and he realizes, he's like, oh my god, this is my dream from before coming true. Look at all these sheaves of corn that are bowing to me. And Joseph decides, I'm going to give these guys a hard time because they did try to kill me and sold me into slavery. Because fuck them.
So he agrees to give them food, and they take the food, and he plants a golden cup in the youngest brother, Benjamin, in his bucket. And then he's like,
he doesn't plant it in Benjamin. He hides it in Benjamin's bucket.
Yeah, he hides it in Benjamin's bucket. And then we get the song "Who's the Thief," where Joseph is just like, someone stole my fancy golden cup. And all of the brothers...
My favorite
cup. And all of the brothers dump out their buckets until suddenly Benjamin dumps out his bucket and he's the thief.
No! But so the brothers beg Joseph to take mercy on Benjamin. Benjamin is the youngest. He is the baby of the family. He's the only one without a beard.
I love it.
And they say, take us instead.
He's
let Benjamin go free.
on the stairs in a full cross position, fully prone, face down, just like, I live on these stairs now.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, now we do reggae.
Mm-hmm. Calypso.
The steel drums have arrived.
Oh, yeah.
When we said we were doing, when they said we're doing every single kind of musical genre, Grace, I was unprepared for the Benjamin
this was
Calypso.
the song that I had fully blocked from my mind, and it started happening, and I went, I have no memory of this.
And it's all the brothers saying like, oh no, Benjamin could never do this.
Like
Benjamin is straighter than the palm tree. Yeah. Save him, take me.
Yes. And then Joseph is like, oh, my brothers have changed. And I was like, no, they haven't. They just like Benjamin more than you. And so nothing has changed. This is Rudolph energy. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not defending you, they're defending someone else. Anyway, Joseph is like, it was me this whole time. I was just fucking with you. And they're like, ah ha ha, what a jape. And then it's all good again.
The family reunites. The children come on stage and cheer to celebrate them. Because all the brothers are fine.
They're fine and they're hugging.
Have a rich, famous brother now.
And then
Jacob comes to Egypt.
Joseph,
so the brothers went to Egypt to ask for food.
Joseph goes to visit his father in
So
that chariot.
In that golden chariot.
My God. Ridiculous.
Not subtle
at all.
I just...
Jeebus.
Jacob, seeing this, collapse in again like 4 feet of haze.
Oh my God, yes, the smoke machine
ice.
was working overtime.
The smoke machine comes back. But he brought Joseph's old coat. And we get a reprise of Joseph and Jacob reuniting with Any Dream Will Do.
Yes. And give me my colored coat. And then the ending, again, is direct to camera. And it's so aggressive. Because it's both Joseph and the narrator.
So they reunite. And then Jacob walks off. And I'm like, where is he going? He like walks off towards the back, and I'm like, is he walking into the ocean? Like, what is he's done? But he comes back with the entire ensemble, and then we get the Give Me My Colored Coat. We get like the big ensemble number direct in, and they make a Star of David with their bodies.
Yes.
The children cheer from their seats, direct into camera. And then the show, the play within the play, ends, and the teachers and the narrators, literally you can see my thought process in my notes. The children are cheering, the teachers are cheering. There were some teachers on stage and the narrator on stage, they all bow, and I'm like, were they in the show?
Yeah.
Then 2 lines later, all caps, oh, they were! Fully didn't clock that
know.
the entire time.
So funny.
Didn't know.
Didn't know.
Wasted on me. A really cool conceit. Fully wasted on me.
That's the end of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. A full hour and 15 minutes. Let's go. Not even a 90.
Not even, like 85 minutes.
Yeah.
Or honestly 75 minutes. Oh my god.
What a blast.
Well, I enjoyed it despite really going in fully blind.
That was the thing. I left watching it being like, was that a good movie? No. Was that very silly? Absolutely.
No. Yes. Here's the thing. That's one of those shows where I'm like, this would be so fun to do in like summer stuff.
Yes.
There's no stakes. It's like big story, no stakes.
Big story, no stakes.
Except unless you're playing Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph has to do a little bit of acting. The rest, princess track for the pharaoh, brothers and wives get to come out and do all the ensemble numbers.
The narrator is consistently on vocal rest.
Yeah, stakes for her vocals. Yes. But like it would be if you were an ensemble member in Joseph, I bet you're just having a hoot and a half.
Oh my god.
Every kind of
one of those
change.
wives who's just like loudly mourning. Love it. A+.
Oh, how silly. Okay. Grace, what did you think of this movie?
So silly. So silly, unimportant.
So
silly, unimportant.
So silly.
If it's on in the background, leave it on, but I would never seek this out. If you know what I mean? Like,
it's the same, for me, mentally, it's the same level of stimulation as, like, Grease.
Yeah, except for I would seek out Grease. I don't know that I would ever seek this out.
No, I wouldn't seek this out, but I'm just like, it requires about the same amount of level of attention.
Yes.
And, like, emotional investment for me as Grease does.
100%.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to, like, go watch it again.
Nah.
And I don't feel the need to, like, go see a community production.
Yeah,
of
I'm
it.
not looking to see a stage show of this. I feel like I got it.
Yeah, I'm not seeking it out. I feel I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
It would have to be some fucking wild casting.
It would have to, I would have to want to go see casting. Alan Cumming as Joseph.
What's Alan? What we were just talking about this. What role is Alan Cumming?
Oh, Henry Higgins.
Henry Higgins.
Which is crazy to me.
I was like, Henry V. No, it's Henry Higgins. Oh, God.
Crazy.
Immediately buying tickets to Scotland. So into it. Shall we do a little dramaturgy report?
Yes.
Dramaturgy report. So this was a fun one for me for directors because there were 2 directors for this. David Mallet is a British director, primarily of music videos and concert films. He also directed the Cats movie that came out the year before this. So he's well adapted. This is not his first rodeo with the Andrew Lloyd Webber circus. He really made a name for himself with music videos. Like, he was the go-to guy in the 1980s. He's responsible for classics like Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills, David Bowie's Ashes to Ashes and Let's Dance, Queen's Radio Gaga and I Want to Break Free. Later, so many music videos. And if you think about it, music videos are like maybe a week tops in terms of how complex they are. Like, look at his resume. It is insane how many music videos he did. Yeah. Later in life, he served as a producer on TV programs, including the Kenny Everett video show, which is not a show I'm familiar with. He also directed concert recordings for Sarah Brightman and other like live music and spectacle events such as Cirque du Soleil.
Nice.
So he's the music video guy. He's the film guy. He's the concert guy.
Makes sense.
Then the co-director was Stephen Pimlott, who passed away in 2007, who was a theater director. And he did the the British production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which they called a revival, but that's because it like was off Broadway or like the equivalent of off Broadway in the 70s, 80s. Yeah. So like he did the West End production of that, as well as Agatha Christie's There Were None. He directed the West End premiere of Sunday in the Park with George. Like, he did so much theater. He also restaged Joseph in 2007, like right before he died. I think because it was 2007. He passed away in 2007.
Yeah,
with Lee Mead in the title role, and apparently, before the show opened, it sold out so quickly that they doubled the run. It was supposed to be a 6-month run. They immediately extended it because it sold out so quickly.
Instantly. It's
so I thought it was
very
a really
family-friendly show, except for all of the tits.
I'm going to talk about the tagline of it being family-friendly in my fun facts, but I thought it was really creative and a good use of like, okay, it's a theater show and we know how we want to stage it. So I just think it's really cool. I couldn't find a lot about how the actual collaboration went. For all I know, they hated each other, but I feel like we haven't had a co-director situation in a minute that wasn't Gene Kelly. Yeah. So it was cool to find that.
Yes.
Not a lot for the cinematographer. His name was Nick Noland. He's English. He did more like music videos, but also TV and film as well. And he was the cinematographer for Cats as well. So he had worked with this director as well. And then we had 4 editors, which was crazy. We had the director as one of the editors. We had, David Mallet. Then we had 2 primarily music video editors, as well as, great performances in the UK. Like 2 people that like worked for great performances as editors. Their names were Rose Landfield and David Gardner. And then the 4th editor was named Nick Morris, who really went on to be more of like a live concert director. And if you've seen the film versions of, there was a Les Mis concert in the UK, not the 25th anniversary one with Nick Jonas, but it did have Alfie Boe and Michael Ball as Javert and Valjean, as well as Phantom at the Royal Albert Hall with Ramin Karimloo and Sierra Bogus.
Ramin Karimloo is going to be Sweeney, and I'm so excited.
I'm aware, and he's doing it. It's not in New York. He's doing it somewhere.
I don't remember where.
In the South, I want to say.
But I saw that casting, and I said, yes, please.
Birmingham. He's doing it at Birmingham Rep. So, yeah, in the UK.
Yeah.
Ooh, July to August.
This year?
It's only a month.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck. Anyway, that's my directors and cinematographers and editors. Talk to me about Donny Osmond.
So this musical was originally like a 15-minute, they called it a pop cantata at a school in London in 1968. Andrew Lloyd Webber was 17 when he wrote this show, and Tim Rice was a 21-year-old law student.
Was he a student at the school, or did he write it for the students? And he was just also a child.
I'm not sure. But it was only after Jesus Christ Superstar took off that they like revisited like the music from Joseph, which Jesus Christ Superstar was also Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. So they got some amateur stage productions in the US in the 70s, and then it was like a concept album was released in 71. And then it had its first professional premiere as a 35-minute version at the Haymarket Ice Rink during the Edinburgh International Festival in 1972. It was part 2 of Bible 1, a Young Vic Theatre Company production. And it was still undergoing a bunch of modifications and expansions, and eventually it premiered on the West End in 1973. In 1974, it kind of finalized its full modern format, and then the musical was mounted in Broadway like almost 10 years later in 1982. It opened at the Royal Theatre and ran for 747 performances and was nominated for the 1982 Tony Awards for Best Musical, Book, and Score. So as I said, it was the music was by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who we have talked about a lot, and the music and lyrics was Tim Rice, who again we have also talked about a lot. I do want to talk about the guy who wrote the screenplay because his CV is crazy. So this is Michael Walsh. So in 1971, he was a graduate of the School of Music in Rochester, New York. He began as a journalist and was a reporter and later a music critic in upstate New York. Ooh. He was named chief classical music critic of the San Francisco Examiner in 1977. He became the music critic of Time magazine in spring of 1981, where his cover story subjects included James Levine, Vladimir Horowitz, and Andrew Lloyd Webber. And then he was a foreign correspondent from 1989 to 1996, based in Munich, Germany, where he covered firsthand the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. And then in 1999, he wrote this movie. And then in 2002, he wrote Cadet Kelly. He did so many other things, but it was such a hard shift.
Holy shit.
Anyway.
I did not. That's so much to unpack.
I know. It was so crazy. It was just like, I was reading his bio and I was just like, none of this mentions like any screenplay work that he's done. It's all about his journalism. And then I scrolled down and they had like a filmography section and I was like looking at the 90s. And then the one right under that was Cadet Kelly 2002. And I said, excuse me?
Excuse me? So funny.
Oh, so funny. Anyway, let's talk about Donny Osmond. Very interesting person. So, Donald Clark Osmond. So, he gained fame for performing with 4 of his elder brothers as the Osmonds, which earned several top 10 hits and gold albums. So, it's from like a family of performers, kind of like the Jacksons were. And in the early 1970s, they broke up a little bit. So Donny Osmond moved towards his solo career. And I think a couple of his brothers went into the country music area. So he became a teen idol early in the 1970s as a solo singer. He was one of the biggest cover boy pop stars for Tiger Beat, Flip, and 16 magazines in the early 1970s. After he and his sister Marie co-hosted the Mike Douglas show in 1974 for a little bit, they got offered a show of their own. And so the Donny and Marie show, which was quite famous for a while, which was a variety series, aired on ABC from 1976 to 1979. However, it was canceled, unfortunately. And so Donny Osmond in the past has expressed regret for how it was canceled and that he and Marie weren't able to like end the show in the way that they wanted to and like do a big deal. In the 1980s, all of the Osmonds abandoned their earlier like familial image, which was very much crafted towards younger viewers, and were looking to, as they grew up, also reach a more adult audience. So his brothers moved towards country music, but Donny Osmond sort of kept in the pop music genre. He made a bunch of appearances in a bunch of different things. He had a cameo in a video for Beck's 1985 single Ambitious. He, in 1986, also had a cameo in the Louis Cardenas music video Runaway. He spent several years as a performer before he ended up hiring someone who sort of helped him with that transition and put him together with the singer-songwriter Peter Gabriel, and they were able to sort of transform him through that collaboration. And they got him back on the charts in 1989 with the Hot 100 number 2 song Soldier of Love and top 20 follow-up Sacred Emotion. In addition to that, he did in the sort of 90s, he did a bunch of voiceover song work. So he sang a song that was heard at the end of one of The Land Before Times. And most famously, of course, he sang I'll Make a Man Out of You for Disney's Mulan. A+. Li Shang, hottest Disney guy. Anyway, then
Phenomenal.
he also was, during the 90s, was like sort of did a lot of transition into musical theater. mostly to star as Joseph for over
Yeah.
2,000 performances beginning in July 1992 in the Toronto production. And then he moved with the show to Chicago, where he played that for 16 months through 1993 and 1994. He had a lot of anxiety during this time, apparently, and like had a lot of nerves around his performances. But in 1997, he ended up leaving the starring role in the tour to participate with his family in another thing. And his nephew took over the role from him, David Osmond.
Aww.
After that, Andrew Lloyd Webber went back to him to play the star of this film version because he had played it so much, kind of like Topol, like with Tevye, where it's just like, this is my role, I found it, and I'm sticking to it. He returned to Broadway on the 19th of September 2006 as Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
I did not know this.
Yes, he was scheduled to perform for 9 weeks, but due to popular demand, he extended his run. Liz Smith of the New York Post wrote, "I am here to tell you he is charmingly campy, good-looking, and grand as the villain Gaston, patterned after our old friend Elvis," and noting he was divine. And
Aww.
on July 29th, 2007, he played Gaston again for the final performance of Beauty and the Beast. He's done like a bunch of like small stuff here and there, and continues to like make cameos and do small stuff, but nothing huge. But yeah, so those were his biggest moments, was Joseph, Gaston, and then a bunch of stuff with his family early on.
Love that.
Yeah.
So reviews and reception. This film was originally shot to like be a feature film, but then ended up being released directly to video, so it never saw theaters. It took 3 weeks to shoot. They shot it in 1999 in London at Pinewood Studios. They released it with a brief series of like sing-along performances as a Fathom event. So like they did for Wicked or recently, where like you could go and you could sing along to it. Because at that point, Joseph had been out and in the zeitgeist for almost a decade by that point. So it was like released in the UK. It was a UK film. And then in the US, it was shown as an episode of PBS's Great Performances. In terms of reviews and reception, like reviews were fairly positive. People were like, oh, it's a lively interpretation. I like this one line that it describes it as a sweet candy-colored confection for the entire family, which... Okay, I'm going to jump the gun on one of my fun facts, which is that the official tagline for this movie is Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber's classic family musical, to which I say, there are... I don't know if that's how I would describe it. But I wasn't in charge of that, and nobody asked me.
I'll give my one-liner that I thought was really funny now, which was on IMDb. Their one-liner is a humorously musical retelling of the biblical story of Joseph, which I found funny because it makes the musical part of it humorous. It's crazy that they made this a musical.
It's crazy that they made this a musical. Not that it's humorous and it's musical, but it is funny
it is
because it is
humorously
musical.
musical.
That's really funny. I don't have any awards, and it wasn't up against anything in the box office because it didn't go to the theaters.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing. I mean, phenomenal singing.
Yeah. Singing is
truly
great.
every single genre. And the dancing, I was really impressed by how much dancing there was.
There was so much dancing. The hoedown was a blast. There was a lot of really fun couple dancing.
We got a tango.
The tango, which was written in there specifically for this one dancer, apparently.
Yeah.
And all of the, there was just such a huge ensemble. It's such a big ensemble.
Yeah, it's an ensemble, which is funny because it's not an ensemble show in that, like, we follow the lives of these 6 people. Like, it's Joseph's story.
Yeah.
But he is supported by a fantastic ensemble.
Yes.
And it's one of those, this is a show, I talk about Something Rotten a lot because it's a musical I really, really love. But I think that's a good example of, like, you've got your 4-ish main characters, but then you have this really vibrant ensemble that just supports them through this. It's a really good example of a good on like use of an ensemble, and I think same here where
Yes.
they're in every single number. They are moving
Yes.
the story. If the songs aren't moving the story forward, the ensemble
is. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a blast. I mean, the narrator belted her heart out, had really good range in terms of like finding like the belty moments, and then sort of a higher like her voice was just very fluid.
I guess I'll talk about her as my fun fact, because I talked to you about her last week when we didn't actually end up recording this, but I definitely want to give her a shout out.
Yes.
Do you have any gripes or giggles?
Giggles were a lot of the lyrics, which I had forgotten, like made the brothers feel second best, even if they were. And I was like, wow, taking swings at these people. There's just a lot of like one-liners in the lyrics that as a 13-year-old who did this show fully missed.
No, fully missed. Yeah, there's a lot of really witty, I won't say dialogue because it's sung through, but at the same time, there are a couple things where I'm like, you dropped the ball on that one. Very similar to our favorite complaint about Hairspray, where like there's some really phenomenal lyrics and then there are some duds.
There are some real duds. Gripes, no real gripes.
I know what my gripe is.
What's your gripe? Maybe it'll inspire mine.
My gripe is that we end Act 2 on a positive note.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I'm not going to go into it again.
Yes,
but
no, I'll hop on board with that. Or the gripe that they don't clarify where they are in Canaan days, and therefore the whole thing of the dad walking away with the woman is really bizarre.
Yes. How it's not implied ever that it's a brothel. It's like biblical dramaturgy, but...
And for us heathens who were not raised on the Bible would have no clue.
Sorry. The craziest thing is, like, when I did not go to a religious school when I watched this. And so I wonder, get in the comments, if you went to a religious school, was this something that you were shown? Because I could see it going both ways of, like, this is defamatory, or this is like a VeggieTales situation. Like, or it's a VeggieTales situation.
Yes, for sure. I mean, and it's similar to, like, Prince of Egypt, where it was, like, technically a biblical story as someone who was not raised religious, but I was deeply obsessed with Prince of Egypt because the music slaps. Yes. Like, was that something that was shown in a religious school? Just curious.
Yeah, just curious.
But my moment of joy is that unnecessary tango, which is going to be my homework.
Can I tell you my giggle?
Yes.
So in those Canaan days,
yes,
when the brothers are singing the lyric, we've gone to the other extreme. I don't remember the melody, but one of the brothers like skrelts extreme. He goes like, we've gone to the other extreme, like crazy. And it's the briefest of moment. I'm going to take off my glasses so you can get the full effect. But the brother next to him looks at him with just like the funniest look of disgust, just like... for like that choice. It's
was
so
that
funny.
Also the brother
so
who like
fast.
Did that and then like looked at the drink in his hand? Like, what the hell was that?
Maybe he did. I was distracted by the choice the actor next to him was making.
Got you.
Yeah, I think New Canaan Days is going to be my moment of joy, just because every song was unexpected, but that one really tickled me.
Yes, with the skeleton goats.
With the skeleton goats.
Incredible. Fun facts.
So I have two, and I've done one of them already, which is the tagline that it's a classical family musical.
Yes.
So my fun fact is about the actress that plays the narrator.
Yes.
Maria Friedman, because she was fantastic, and I was like, I need to know more about who you are. Yes. So before Joseph, first of all, she's a 7-time Laurence Olivier Award nominee. She's won 3 times for acting. Her first win was for her one-woman show in 1994. She won for Fosca in Passion, for the original London production of Ragtime as Mother in 2004.
Hell yeah!
But what I love so much is that she transitioned into, like, she still acts. Actually, I think she acted up until like 2023. She was in EastEnders for 3 years. She transitioned more into directing later, starting in the 2013 in the UK, where she directed the 2013 revival of Merrily We Roll Along, which won the 2014 Olivier. And then she just directed the 2023 Broadway revival of Merrily We Roll Along, which was pro shot. And I was just like, look at that. You've done so much. Like I think that's so cool. And
Incredible.
She directed,
and it was such a good
she's
show.
like doing more stuff. She's gonna be directing the Alan Cumming My Fair Lady,
which is how we found out
November
about
this
it.
year.
Yes,
which is how we learned about it, because I was just like, oh, what else has she done? I just think it's so
Yeah.
cool that she's done that, and she also directed the pro shot that they did, so that is out
Amazing.
now, and that's her work as well.
Incredible.
Maria Friedman.
One of my fun facts is the original costume for Joseph in the jail scene was supposed to be an adult diaper, but the producers were like, this is the serious song. This is the one song that's serious. We can't have him be in a diaper. And then my other fun fact is about the actual translation of like the coat of many colors and what this is. So, they consider it to be a possible mistranslation from the King James Bible translators, which apparently there's a bunch of those.
We're not
Like,
the people to talk to about that.
Yeah, that particular translation was a little rough, like whole apple pomegranate thing. Anyway, but apparently the original words were garment with marks, and it wasn't sure like what that was referencing, but there's a few scholars that believe that it might have been a symbol of like priesthood within their Canaanite tribe, and that the brothers were angry that that they got passed over and Joseph got the priesthood instead of them. Anyway, that's all speculation, but I just thought it was interesting that it was like the coat of many colors is many people.
It is a very questionable translation. Yes,
considered
not
to be
questionable,
a
but like can be interpreted in many different different ways throughout history.
Yes, exactly.
I wore my coat with golden lining. Do you have anything else, or is that all she wrote?
No, I've already talked about my homework, so I think that's all she wrote.
Fantastic. Well, if you're still with us, this was a hoot and a half.
So silly.
Had very low expectations going in because, again, no real memory except for boobs.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed it. Very silly. Probably won't watch it again.
Nah.
If it's on, I'll put it on in the background. But this was a hoot and a half. And what a weird musical. Weird in a good way, though. Like
feels
weird
like
that,
Godspell to me,
myself.
where it's like tells a story, but no real stakes.
Yeah. Well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for listening to this very silly podcast. We love doing this so much. I have been Anna.
I'm still Grace.
Take care of yourselves and others. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
Power of the music.